Hey everybody, welcome to Enliven Wellness. Let me change the camera a little bit. My name is Tessa Gurley and I am really honored to be here. This is where the missing pieces to your health puzzle come together. So, first of all, thank you to all my subscribers, all my one-on-ones, all my regular commenters. I love you so much and I'm so appreciative. You guys are allowing me to do what I love to do in life. So many people are like, thank you for doing what you do, and I'm like, well, thank you for reaching out and thank you for supporting my channel. It allows me again to do more of this for you guys. So with that being said, if you comment, let's have a discussion, add to the discussion. If you're a jerk, I'll delete you. This is my channel. You don't gotta be here. This is a healing space. Let's keep it that way. So what are we going to talk about today? The real reason you are still sick. Now, what could that be? It's a topic that I'm very familiar with because before maybe December and, oh man, really December, I was hands down the most stressed out person. Miserable, not miserable. I mean, I was getting better, as you guys have seen through my videos. I was definitely getting better. Person. And since December, some really big things happened, which I'll talk about in another video, but it's made me really take a deeper look at stress. And stress is why you're still sick. Allow me to explain. CIRS is what's known as chronic inflammatory response syndrome. Keep that in mind as we go forward. CIRS is not actually a result of, for particularly mold, it's not actually a result of the mold circulating through your system. That was news to me. I talked to my professor about this, an expert in this field, and he's the one that really banged this into my head and made it make a lot more sense. What CIRS is actually about is chronic inflammation, particularly a chronic inflammatory response. Okay, let's start putting the pieces together. It's actually the inflammatory cytokines. Inflammatory cytokines is a word I'm going to be using a lot. Just think of it like little stress proteins, okay? So when I say inflammatory cytokines, think stress proteins floating through your blood. It's actually the inflammatory cytokines that are making you sick. They're recirculating, and your body is in a chronic inflammation response. Right? It's like all there, and then you just have to put it together. That's why I'm here, because I like putting these pieces together. We all do. It's like, oh, that's beautiful. And then my OCD gets really happy. Anyway, so how does stress contribute to this? You're probably already guessing, and you're probably guessing right, but let me put it in a bit of a different context for you. Stress increases the production of inflammatory cytokines. More inflammatory cytokines circulating, increase your overall stress. Duh. So when your stress goes up, your inflammation goes up. And when your inflammation goes up, your stress goes up. So, when you're under chronic stress, they have found in studies that it actually changes gene activity in the immune cells before they enter your bloodstream to respond to an infection even when an infection's not there. So they're basically they're just and the image that I get is when you, so they're fighting a monster, and even if it's just a sheet, right? I mean, have you guys had that situation where you see what you think is a spider on the floor and you're like, Mother of God, ah! right? And then it turns out to just be like a pile of thread. Happens to me all the time because I'm definitely a arachnophobic. And so even I've seen, you know, like little pieces of thread on the floor and I'm like, holy shit, it's a spider. And I'm like, oh, it's a piece of thread. Nice job. So that's what these cells are doing, is they're like roaring to go and fight an infection, even though an infection's not there when you're under stress. So now let's define stress. What is stress? Anything that's psychological, spiritual, emotional, physical, environmental, that tells your body that there's a threat. Easy definition. Now, here's the kicker. If you're a regular follower, you know that I love The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. If you're not a regular subscriber, become a regular subscriber. And it's by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Look it up, do yourself a favor, and watch this and immerse yourself in it. It is life-changing. Okay, so what dictates stress? Our perception. Our perception of the world is responsible for a gene expressing itself. Or not. The power of quantum, the power of vibration, the power of your mind, y'all. This isn't just woo-woo hippie shit. I might be a big-time hippie, but I'm also a big nerd. And these things are on the quantum level, and they're getting proven by those kinds of sciences. These things that, you know, ancient cultures have been talking about forever are now being proven as true. It's wicked cool. So, if you're chronically stressed and you're seeing everything around you as a threat, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not doing like the basic things like, you know, turning off your iPad before you go to sleep, getting sunlight in the morning, walking outside, being outside, drinking clean water, eating healthy food, getting good rest. I mean, if you're not taking care of the basics and you're under chronic stress, again, they play into each other, right? Then your stress levels are going up, which are increasing your inflammatory cytokines, which is increasing inflammation, which is increasing stress. Down the rabbit hole we go. And then that equals an increase in all of your SIRS symptoms. Every single one that you're experiencing. If you are under chronic stress and you're living a stressful lifestyle and you expect to get better, that ain't happening. It's just not. Okay, I tell this to all my one-on-ones. P.S. I love you all. Super excited about the new people I'm getting. Adam, Jonathan, I mean, oh wow. It's like I love each and every one of you. Anyway, if you're living under chronic stress and you have like a stressful situation, or you're just like chronically stressed, your symptoms are not going to get better. So what do you do to de-stress? All right, I like to give you tips, practical things. Well, obviously it's to what? Decrease stress. Because if you decrease stress, you decrease inflammatory cytokines. And if you decrease inflammatory cytokines, you decrease inflammation and you decrease your SIRS symptoms, people. Pieces going together. So what is the number one way that you need to decrease your stress, or how? It starts with your perception. Let me say that louder. It starts with your perception. Okay, I'm a big fan of meditation. And again, it's not hippie shit. And you don't have to sit on a lotus flower and have rainbows and unicorns hopping around and like bunnies. I mean, literally, it's just meditating. It's mindfulness. Okay, because when you learn how to sit in the seat of the observer and not be identified with all of those thoughts that will make you crazy, You're going to the root of the issue. And if your roots are strong and beautiful, so is your tree. To make a very beautiful tree hugger metaphor. It starts with the mind. It starts with your perception. You have the unconscious mind, aka the observer, and then you have the conscious mind, aka the ego. I'm going to get into this more in other videos because I want to teach you all how to actually meditate and do this. But for now, just know that the observer is like being beneath the wave. The thoughts are like being above the wave. They are the waves. Pardon me. The observer is beneath the waves. The thoughts, your perceptions, the stress is the waves. When you're below the waves, unaffected by those waves. Meditation teaches you how to be there and how to change your perception of anything in life and decrease your stress. It's powerful, you guys. It might sound like, well, that's bullshit. It's not. I could list all different kinds of studies. I could list all different kinds of scientists who are doing this. But for now, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below and I'd be happy to provide you the information. But for now, practical tip is practice mindfulness meditation. My video next week will be on that topic. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. And that's going to be my next topic next week, is to teach you how to do mindfulness meditation. There's a lot of information out there and totally go seek it out, please. But I can also teach you, and I'd like to. And if you like my vibe and you like who I am, maybe that will be the way that you find, but maybe it won't. If you find another teacher is better for you, then please go to them. I mean that. I just want to provide you some information from here. So, yes, there are external things that you can do to decrease your stress, no doubt. Living in a moldy home, move out, remediate. Clean up your diet. Earth, get outside. Get rid of toxic people in your life. Not get rid of, but you need to separate them and be like, have boundaries. Have like EMF plates. Like I'm very big into like EMF protection. Okay, so like EMF protection. And you can do these external things. But the truth is, you can change all of the externals. Diet, water. I mean, list it all. Supplements, everyone's favorite. What supplements do I need to take? You could change all the things. But unless you change the internal, your stress isn't really going to go away. Yes, it will decrease, but it's not going to go away because your mind and your perception dictate the stress. So, I hope this was helpful. I really hope that this kind of puts the pieces together for you to where you can see the link between your stress levels and SIRS symptoms. And that is why you are still sick, and that is why people have increases in their symptoms, okay? Because your body, like everyone is like, oh, I went into a moldy home and I got sick again. Yes, very legitimate, okay? But if you're sitting there in that moldy home, like for example, I went to Costa Rica in December and I was put in a moldy room. I was like, fuck, really? Pardon my language, guys. I know I get comments about my cussing, but again, I'm just being honest. It's just how I think sometimes. And I was like, oh God, great. Like I'm on vacation and I'm in a moldy room for a week and I can't change it. Okay. And so I was like, I could sit here and stress out about it and then increase my inflammatory cytokines, increase my inflammation, or I can just maybe not spend as much time in my room. I can take, walks outside. I know that I'm going to probably have to do a little bit more detoxing when I get home. Again, all the externals. But I changed my perception and I was like, I'm down here in Costa Rica and this is awesome. And I'm just going to be like, okay, there's mold. And then I was literally envisioning my body clearing it every night. I was like, okay, I'm clearing that. I'm clearing that mold. And again, visualization is totally powerful and it's very true. Quantum physics, y'all. I could nerd on this forever. So I'm gonna stop because this is a long video, and I apologize for those of you who want shorter videos. This is one that had to be long. It's a really important topic. So, decrease your stress. Start with mindfulness. Start with becoming the observer of your thoughts. You know, take care of the external stressors, absolutely. But you've got to take care of the internal stressor. You've got to take care of your internal stressor. Okay? And again, I'm going to teach you how to do this next week. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to learn more about how to decrease your SIRS symptoms, if you want to learn about all this grounding stuff, about like, you know, putting into place a plan for you, reach out at the email down below. I love doing this kind of work. I love it. And I will be there to support you and provide you guidance, and we will get you on your way to health. Promise. You're the one that heals you. I never claim to be the healer. It's always you. But I can support you and guide you on that journey. Thank you for being here. Until next week, find some Zen. Bye.